The Rugby World Cup is starting in a few days, and personally I'm really feeling the World Cup fever. So in anticipation of that, I decided to make this short video. Now, philosophers have generally not written much concerning sport, and in particular not rugby. There is one great exception though, and that is the late French philosopher Michel Serres. Serres was born in the southwest of France in 1930, where as a young boy he loved playing rugby, and he remained passionate about the sport for the remainder of his life. In adulthood, he became a prominent philosopher, was a professor at the University of Paris, and a member of the distinguished French Academy. But it was as a rugby enthusiast that Serres thought of an idea that he called the quasi-object. The political and philosophical question at the heart of the quasi-object is, how is a community constituted? In one sense, what we could call a top-down approach, we can regard a rugby match as a war in the small, where the players on the field represent and fight in the name of a whole town, or province, or state. He even points out that the word scrum derives from the word skirmish, implying a battle. But looking at it from the bottom up is actually more interesting. Serres starts by distinguishing the rugby ball first. This awkward object, in fact mostly an air bubble, that has no real meaning in and of itself. But when you put it on a field with 30 individuals, it takes on a whole wealth of significance. For it is not the players, Serres says, who play the ball, but it's the ball that plays them. They contort their body around the ball, they spread into formations in relation to the position of the ball and to the bodies of the other players. It is the ball that dictates everyone's behavior. Serres likens this shift from the players to the ball as the shift from a Ptolemaic to a Copernican cosmos. The Earth or humans are not the center of the universe. In this case, it is the ball or the sun that is the center, and humans only orbit it. So this brings us back to our original question. Are communities made up of their individuals, or is it rather, as Serres argues, their relations that constitute them? That is why a rugby ball is what he calls a quasi-object. It is not simply or merely an object, but it is one that can give subjecthood to the person holding it. The player holding a ball makes himself visible to his opponent, and he can expect to soon be tackled. And without players, on the other hand, a ball is also meaningless. Player, ball, subject, object, their particular relation at a moment in time constitutes all of them. As Serres says, being tackled for holding a rugby ball teaches me more about the I than I can ever learn in Descartes' little room. It is through the rugby ball that individual subjectivity and communal intersubjectivity is constituted. There are also other such quasi-objects in the world. One example is money. We know money is, as a simple object, worthless. Yet money can give some people their entire reason for existence. Our permanent concern over the economy shows how it constitutes even world society. We see that quasi-objects solve the problem of the community and the role of the individual in the community. Serres shows us that a simple rugby ball can solve problems of community that even law nor politics can't. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video, and more importantly, I hope that you enjoy the World Cup.